China pressures influential Taiwanese band ahead of elections. India and Russia inch closer to jointly producing weapons. New COVID strain could trigger heart failure pandemic across the globe. Assisted deaths may soon be a reality for mental illness patients in Canada. OpenAI and Microsoft sued for infringing copyrighted works. China asks citizens to evacuate Myanmar border area over security risks. Brazilian FM on Putin's arrest during visit. I don't think it's possible. Actor of Oscar-winning Parasite found dead amid drug probe.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Friday, December 29th, and here are your top stories. According to sources with direct knowledge of the situation, China has pressured an influential Taiwanese rock band called Mayday to make pro-China comments ahead of Taiwan's key elections next month. According to an internal Taiwan security note reviewed by Reuters, China's National Radio and Television Administration has asked Mayday to publicly voice support for Beijing's claims that democratically governed Taiwan is part of China and join China's media propaganda on Taiwan.
In order to pressure the rock stars, the Chinese authorities announced an investigation against Mayday due to allegations on Chinese social media that the band had lip-synced during one of their recent concerts in China. A source with direct knowledge of the situation, who requested anonymity, said Chinese authorities asked the band to provide unspecified political service, but the rock stars did not agree to the request.
In Moscow on Wednesday, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Russia and India discussed plans and made progress in talks toward jointly producing military equipment. Lavrov said the two talked about the prospects of military and technical cooperation, including the manufacturing of modern weaponry. He added, "We also understand and we are ready to support their initiative to produce military products as part of the Make in India program," referring to India's plans to transform itself into a manufacturing hub.
Lavrov said they agreed on a number of steps to expand cooperation, including the international north-south transport corridor that connects Russia and India by ship, rail and road, as well as the establishment of the Chennai-Vladivostok maritime route. Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar said India-Russia relations remain steady and strong. They are based on our strategic convergence, on our geopolitical interests, and because they are mutually beneficial, pointing to bilateral trade that had hit an all-time high.
Scientists from Japan's top research institute, RIKEN, have issued a new report saying that ACE2 receptors, which coronavirus clings to within human cells, are now very common. This means many people who catch the virus may suffer from reduced cardiac function. They warned COVID-19 could trigger a heart failure pandemic, calling it a global healthcare risk. The rise in COVID cases, especially due to the new strain known as JN1, could lead to potential heart issues.
The reason for this is still not clear. However, the report states, even though conclusive clinical evidence that persistent SARS-CoV-2 infection is associated with declined cardiac function has not been reported so far, the proof-of-concept study of the possibility of SARS-CoV-2 persistent infection of the heart and the potential risk of opportunistic progression of heart failure should be validated by a three-dimensional human cardiac tissue model, which would serve as the alarm bell for a global healthcare risk.
According to the New York Times, under a new law that will go into effect in March, patients suffering from mental illness in Canada would be able to have access to an assisted death. Bill C-7, which passed in March 2021, acknowledged that further consultation and deliberation are required to determine whether it is appropriate, and if so, how to provide medical assistance in dying to persons whose sole underlying medical condition is a mental illness.
According to Dying with Dignity Canada, the Canadian federal government announced plans on February 2, 2023, to delay MAID eligibility for people whose sole medical condition is mental illness until March 17, 2024. If the law passes, it would make Canada one of about half a dozen countries that allow the procedure for that type of illness. Canada already offers the option to terminally and chronically ill patients. An Ipsos poll showed that a strong majority of people in Canada, nearly 80%, support the bill.
The New York Times sued OpenAI and Microsoft on Wednesday, accusing them of using millions of the newspaper's articles without permission to help train chatbots to provide information to readers. The Times said it is the first major U.S. media organization to sue OpenAI and Microsoft, which created popular artificial intelligence platforms such as ChatGPT and Copilot, over copyright issues associated with its works. Writers and others have also sued to limit the so-called scrapping by AI services of their online content without compensation.
The newspaper's complaint filed in Manhattan federal court accused OpenAI and Microsoft of trying to free ride on the Times' massive investment in its journalism by using it to provide alternative means to deliver information to readers. The Times said, "There is nothing transformative about using the Times' content without payment to create products that substitute for the Times and steal audiences away from it." The 172-year-old newspaper estimated damages in the billions of dollars.
China's embassy in Myanmar has asked its citizens to leave a border district in Myanmar as soon as possible, citing security risks. The call on Thursday to evacuate the Lukai area in the Kokam region along the country's shared border came as Myanmar's military government has been battling ethnic minority rebel groups in what has become its biggest challenge since it seized power in a 2021 coup. The rebel groups have seized several towns and border hubs vital for trade with China.
Clashes have raged since October across Myanmar's northern Shan state after the Arakan Army, AA, the Mandarin-speaking Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army, MNDAA, and the Tong National Liberation Army, TNLA, launched Operation 1027, an offensive against the military. The embassy said on Thursday on its WeChat account, "The conflicts in Laukai district of Kokong, northern Myanmar continue, and safety risks have escalated for people stranded there."
Brazilian Foreign Minister Mauro Vieira said that Brazil is unlikely to arrest Russian President Vladimir Putin, despite the country being a signatory to the Rome Statute. He mentioned that Putin was invited to the G20 summit scheduled for 2024 in Brazil, since Russia is a member of the Group of 20. The minister added, even in the rules of the ICC, there is a regime for heads of state that we must study. If he wants to come, we'll be very happy with his presence at meetings in Brazil.
He was asked to comment on the possibility of Putin's arrest if he comes to Brazil. Vieira replied, "I don't know. I don't think it's possible. I also hope not. I don't know. We will not show any initiative for this to happen." He mentioned that there must be a warrant for such a step, but he did not specify the nature of the warrant. According to media reports, Putin may already face a second arrest warrant, as he planned a famine in Ukraine. The first arrest warrant for Putin was due to the deportation of Ukrainian children to Russia.
South Korean actor Lee Sung-kyun, who drew global attention with his performance as the wealthy patriarch in the Oscar-winning film Parasite, was found dead on Wednesday in an apparent suicide in a Seoul park. The Yonhap news agency reported the actor had said he was tricked into taking drugs by a bar hostess trying to blackmail him. A police official said Lee was found in a car at a park in Seoul after his manager told police the actor had left home, leaving behind an apparent suicide note.
48-year-old Lee was South Korea's first actor to win any Oscar. Lee had faced police questioning 3 times over accusations of illegal drug use amid a government crackdown, with one session running 19 hours over the weekend. A fire official told Reuters on condition of anonymity that authorities found Lee in a search triggered by a missing person report. Domestic media cited a statement by Lee's agency urging restraint regarding false information, speculation, or malicious reports.
The answer for yesterday was B, remnants. After 24 hours of fighting, the remnants of the force were fleeing. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of China's precious influential Taiwanese band. Number 1, allegation. 无证据的说法，指控. Several newspapers made allegations of corruption in the city's police department. Number 2, influential. 有巨大影响力，有支配力的. She's one of the most influential figures in local politics. Number 3, govern, 统治、管理、治理. The country is governed by elected representatives of the people. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.